Pixel fans, don't you worry. I know Apple had a big week with the iPhone 15 announcement, but our day is coming on October 4th. By then, we should have some exciting Pixel news, but in the meantime, I wanted to talk about something a bit unusual, which is practical features that Google should take directly from Apple this year. I know it might sound crazy, but admittedly, Apple announced some pretty decent features, and if Google copied them for the Pixel line or for just Android in general, I don't think I'd be too upset about it in the slightest. So, let's go over some features real quick that Google should shamelessly rip from the iPhone 15 event, and we're gonna break this down into groups. So, we'll talk Apple Watch to Pixel Watch, iPhone Pro series to Pixel Pro, and baseline iPhone to baseline Pixel, starting with the smartwatch lineup. This year, Apple announced hand-free gesture navigation for their watches, ultra-wideband radio support that allows for a whole new level of continuity with other devices, and local, on-device processing for Siri voice commands. Truthfully, the most important feature Google should be considering is ultra-wideband support, simply because it's clearly the future standard of connectivity, and it's only going to get more impactful as time goes on. Hypothetically, if the Pixel Watch 2 did have ultra-wideband support, we could in theory track the location of objects like your phone or tracker tags. Also, it could be used to unlock the doors to your vehicle or interact with smart home devices. Unfortunately, based on recent leaks, we advised the Pixel Watch 2 would not be launching with ultra-wideband this year, which is a shame, especially as competitors like Apple and Samsung are widely adopting the technology, at least on smartwatches. On a lesser note, the new Apple Watch S9 introduced hands-free navigation gestures to snooze alarms, stop timers, or access specific widgets. Right now, the Pixel Watch has a basic form of hands-free gestures where you can wake the display or put the watch to sleep, but nothing close to Apple's most recent iteration. This one shocks me because Samsung has had hands-free gestures since the Galaxy Watch 4, and I was old enough to remember the Moto 360 from 2014 also having hands-free navigation gestures, so I do find it weird to see this feature omitted from the Pixel Watch. Lastly, Apple introduced on-device processing for voice commands so you can access Siri without an internet connection. In my mind, this would be a huge game changer for the Pixel Watch line. No doubt, Google Assistant is much more capable and accurate than Siri, so to have this level of power on your wrist would be really useful, especially when you're not connected to Wi-Fi. Now, we should have a serious conversation about the Pro models when it comes to the Pixels versus iPhone. On a surface level, they both have the same concept, a phone with slightly better build materials, a bit more capability in one area or another, and a more powerful camera. In that regard, both lines get the job done just fine, but I really think Google needs to add more value to their Pro models. Apple is clearly targeting a specific audience here, as the iPhone 15 Pro got a huge camera upgrade with the ability to record in a log color profile, along with the option to record ProRes footage straight to an SSD, and the capability to shoot at the 24, 28, and 35mm focal lengths. Let's be honest, for the average person, this isn't too important, but like I said, Apple is creating a market for themselves by going after creative professionals. Believe it or not, in 2023, a lot of people make content with their phones, whether it's for YouTube or for their own small businesses, and it's a smart move that Google should be focusing on too for their Pro Series phones. If you really think about it, Google's already well known for their camera work, they are loved by the tech space by many high-profile creators, and they've garnered a great relationship with smaller creators through the Team Pixel program. Logically, if every Team Pixel creator could use that device given to them as a content powerhouse, aka high bitrate video, log footage, and the ability to record to an SSD, Google would have an incredibly strong selling point for their Pro models besides having a bigger screen and a macro lens. And if Google doesn't want to go the creator route, that is totally fine. They could also focus on the gaming capabilities as well. At the Wonderlust Apple event, Apple recently announced a partnership with AAA studios to get console-quality games like Resident Evil 4, Resident Evil Village, and Assassin's Creed Mirage running on the iPhone 15 Pro series, with much more titles on the way. Now, Android's already known for being a greater platform for gaming, at least in my opinion. For years, console games have been ported to the Play Store, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 supports ray tracing now, and with emulators, you can get a great gaming experience on most Android devices. Not to mention, Android hardware, from speakers to display quality to form factor, can be better and cheaper than Apple at times. That being said, it only makes sense for Google to go after more console quality games as well, if not for the Pixel Pro series, then for just Android as a whole. Finally, the last pro-level initiative should be more premium build materials. For the Pixel 7 Pro, the materials are perfectly fine, just really similar to the base Pixel 7 except for a stainless steel frame instead of aluminum. This year, Apple opted for a titanium build with an interesting finish to say the least, and Google's Pro models could use an upgrade in that regard as well. I don't think they should necessarily go for the titanium route if that's too expensive, but we need interesting, unique, high-quality materials for the Pro series, like maybe the ceramic nano coating we saw in the Pixel tablet, or vegan leather, or just something that lives up to the Pro name and makes the devices feel exclusive. Moving on, we need to talk about the basic features that Apple implemented in the baseline models that would no doubt serve a greater purpose on the Pixel series. For starters, Apple introduced Qi 2 wireless charging across every iPhone 15 model. On paper, the iPhone 15 series is the first to be Qi 2 certified well before any Android phone, which is so backwards to me in the tech world. For those that don't know, the Qi 2 wireless charging standard allows for faster charging speeds and will standardize the use of a magnetic connection. It's expected this will be the new industry-wide standard moving forward, so why does the iPhone 15 have it, but rumors heavily suggest that the Pixel 8 won't? On top of that, an underrated feature that Google should adopt is in regard to roadside assistance via satellite. I used to work in the insurance field, so to me, I like this feature as the worst case scenario option, but starting on the iPhone 15, you can request roadside assistance even if you don't have cell phone service or a Wi-Fi connection. I won't spend too much time on it, but for safety reasons, this is a huge selling point. And finally, one last base level feature is in regards to the camera. Apple introduced automatic portrait mode this year, which will basically allow you to automatically capture depth information while taking a photo. This allows you to adjust the focus point of a photo after it's been taken, which would simply be a solid feature for an already great Pixel device. In closing, I did want to talk about some honorable mentions as well. Apple is bringing a new fabric-like material to the market called fine woven. Personally, I don't think Google should directly steal this feature, but more so bring back the fabric cases that were already popular with Pixels of the past. I still have mine for the Pixel 3, and the material felt so comfortable and always added character to my Pixel phone, so maybe Google should think about this again. Also, for the baseline devices, Apple did not increase their prices, at least this year. Yes, the Pro models did get a price increase, but for the baseline models, it's still affordable, and I feel in this economy, it would show a lot of goodwill keeping the prices low. With Google's upcoming phones rumored to see a price bump, it will be interesting to see whether the base Pixel 8 is still able to undercut the iPhone 15's $799 starting price, but we'll have to wait at least until October 4th to find out. And guys, that's pretty much everything I had to share about what features Google should steal from Apple's iPhone 15 event. Overall, regardless of the features that we should have, I do think the Pixel series is going in the right direction. It just needs to push the boundaries a bit more, and borrowing some of Apple's best, most practical features might give it the leg up in the Android space. Otherwise, guys, let me know what you think in the comments. Do these features seem irrelevant for the Pixel series? Would you be more interested if Google started taking some of these technologies? Leave a comment and let me know what you think, but in the meantime, guys, I'm getting out of here. This has been Jordan Floyd with 9to5 Google. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.